Hello, and welcome to the Clinical Liver Diseases video series. CLD is an official learning digital publication of the AASLD. I'm Ellen Green, an internal medicine resident at Oregon Health and Sciences University, and an author of the Systemic Sclerosis and the Liver article. Systemic sclerosis is a heterogeneous, multi-system autoimmune disease defined by fibrosis and classified by the extent of skin and organ involvement, with varying clinical manifestations, progression rates, morbidity, and mortality. The American College of Rheumatology and European League Against Rheumatism's 2013 criteria are the cornerstone of systemic sclerosis diagnosis. These relate to skin changes, especially of the hands, including thickening and ulceration, as well as findings of telangiectasias or pulmonary arterial hypertension. No gastrointestinal findings are included due to the lack of specificity, but 1 in 10 systemic sclerosis patients presents initially with these symptoms, and 90% of systemic sclerosis patients eventually develop these complications, which contribute significantly to morbidity and reduced quality of life. The effects of systemic sclerosis on the GI tract can occur from mouth to anus, including microstomia, xerostomia, esophageal or intestinal dysmotility, gastroparesis, mucosal telangiectasias at risk of bleeding, and sphincter hypotonia, resulting in fecal incontinence or rectal prolapse. Liver disease is a rare complication of systemic sclerosis, and as such, many large studies and registries often do not mention hepatologic manifestations. Smaller studies and cases indicate about 1.5% of patients with systemic sclerosis have chronic liver disease, and up to almost 9% have hepatic pathology on autopsy. Primary biliary cholangitis is now recognized as the most commonly associated hepatic disease, affecting about 2% of patients with systemic sclerosis, followed by autoimmune hepatitis, with rare co-occurrence of overlap of these two. As a highly heterogeneous disease, no single intervention has emerged as a grail of optimal management for systemic sclerosis. Ideally, early recognition will allow for the most optimal medical care and interventions towards slowing the progression to permanent fibrotic organ damage. Gastrointestinal treatment is targeted to symptoms, such as dysmotility or hepatic disease, and treatment of these does not differ from non-systemic sclerosis-associated recommendations. As no specific detection schemes exist for systemic sclerosis gastrointestinal pathologies, screening in gastroenterology or hepatology patients may include routine inclusion of skin review of symptoms and crest features, Sjogren's-Sicca features, calcinosis, Raynaud phenomenon, esophageal dysfunction, sclerodactyly, and telangiectasia, as these occur more often in the combined primary biliary cholangitis systemic sclerosis, most especially calcinosis and telangiectasias. While no guidelines for hepatic disease screening are made by the rheumatology societies, rheumatology patients with new elevations of alkaline phosphatase or hypergammaglobulinemia may benefit from anti-mitochondrial antibody studies or referral to gastroenterology. Much work remains to determine the extent and mechanism of hepatic disease in systemic sclerosis, and as with frontiers in medicine and science in general, multidisciplinary collaboration will be key. On behalf of all of us on the CLD team, I hope you found this short review of the content of our article useful. For more information about systemic sclerosis and the liver, please visit us at www.cldlearning.com. Thank you for watching.